Hello, this is Stephen Nelson at the National Weather Service in Atlanta with the weekly weather briefing for North and Central Georgia on Thursday, September 9th, 2021. Here are the highlights for the next 7 days. We're not expecting any significant hazards, and tropical systems, even though they're nearby, are not expected to affect the area. So good news there. More good news. Cooler and much drier conditions are expected this weekend, continuing through Monday before we return to slightly above normal temperatures and near normal rain chances near the rest of the week. Before we get into the specifics of the forecast, I wanted to review what happened a little over 24 hours ago at the time of this recording. We had a significant flash flood event that occurred around midnight in North Metro Atlanta. You can see on the image on the left, this is one of our more advanced radar rainfall estimations. That pink area, you can kind of tell on the legend on the right, that's actually 5 to 6 inches. And that's quite a bit of rainfall. But if you look at this image falling below, that rainfall, the bulk of it came down in a very short amount of time. This image indicates that nearly over 4 inches of rain fell in just 1 hour. That is not an instantaneous rainfall rate that you may see on some radar displays. This is actually in what the radar believed was the estimated rainfall over an entire 1 hour period. So just goes to show, even though there was no watch-in effect at the time and we weren't really advertising flash flood, we knew the ingredients were where it was possible, and these things happen in the summer. So we're going to try to improve and get better in the future. But that was very significant rainfall and flood event that happened in Marietta and North Metro. You can see those images on the right with a washed-out culvert, not a sinkhole, but a washed-out culvert from heavy rain and runoff. And that image on the right is actually Delk Road in Marietta, where Rottenwood Creek overflowed its banks and caused some cars to get stalled. No injuries that we know of or fatalities, thankfully. We're very glad that that did not occur. This could have been a much worse event had this happened over a longer time period. So here are the current conditions. On the left, we're looking at a plot of rivers. The green is good. Green means no flooding is happening, so all those water, for the most part, have receded. There's one orange spot indicating some minor flooding as river levels go down on Big Creek near Alpharetta. Some yellow where they're still kind of high, but thankfully all those river levels are going down. The image on the right, that's the good news that I was talking about earlier. A cold front is making its way through the state as we talk right now. And drier conditions, those green lines that you see are much drier dew point temperatures, that is. That's a little bit unusual for this time of year, not unheard of. It's September. We do get cold fronts in September. It's that time of year where we can get changes in air mass and some drier weather. So that dry air is going to continue to push in this weekend and cool things off. I also mentioned in the outlook here that there were some tropical systems nearby, and one of them was Mindy. Mindy is still a tropical depression. Is actually briefly a tropical storm during the afternoon and evening on Wednesday. So we'll show that here on the next slide in a minute. We also have a hurricane, Category 1 Hurricane Larry, that's out in the Atlantic. That is moving north and expected to turn to the northeast away from any populated areas and will miss Bermuda. So good news there. There are two other areas being monitored for possible tropical development. One is there in the Honduras, Central America area, and that is expected to drift into the Gulf. Low probabilities. There's not a lot of indications from computers and forecasters that this is going to develop rapidly, but they're still monitoring. It's about a 10 to 20% chance in the next 5 days. The orange area is a little more certain off the coast of Africa, moving west. There are some signs that may drift north, but we'll continue to monitor that as well. So, we were worried about the flooding conditions, but you might ask, where's Mindy? I never heard much about it. Well, if you look carefully in the map, it's kind of hard to see. You can see Larry on the right there towards the Atlantic, east of Bermuda. That's a well-defined hurricane, but if you look carefully, there's a very small swirl of clouds, not much precipitation with it at this moment. It's over there near Savannah. Do you see it? There she is. There's Mindy. Not Waldo, but Mindy. That's the best I could do for finding a Mindy. But yes, there actually is going to be some heavy rain, especially on coastal Carolina, South Carolina, that is. Hopefully that rain, the bulk of it will stay offshore, but it may interact with the front and cause some thunderstorms to continue to expand as a result of Mindy, what's left of Mindy, even into southeast Georgia. But no, as far as north and central Georgia, we're not expecting impacts. You can still see that drier air pushing from the north. Here's the weekend forecast. We've got temperatures in the 80s. It's actually near normal temperatures Saturday and Sunday. possibly even a little bit above normal temperatures Sunday. But the mid temperatures, I made it kind of small, but just take my word for it. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 50s and lower 60s for the most part. Not the coldest air mass. We had a nice cold front a week ago or so. This is similar to that last one, and just a lack of precipitation. You can see on the bottom there as well. The chances of rain are all confined to southern Georgia, and even those are quite low. So nice weather this weekend. Take advantage of that. And here's the 7-day forecast. You can quickly look. We've got a few cities on the left. Rome, Atlanta, and Georgia, you can see some specific forecasts for those areas. High temperatures, lower to mid 80s for tomorrow. That's probably the best day of the three before it starts warming up a little bit this weekend. So enjoy tomorrow as well on Friday. Uh, Temperatures start to climb back up to actually slightly above normal temperatures, around 90, lower 90s, depending on where you're at. And remember, I've got some fancy charts here on the right. It's basically just to let you know that those exact conditions and chances of rain and rainfall amounts, like we saw with our flood event, even though what's expected, sometimes things change and other outcomes happen. And be prepared for temperatures possibly warmer or higher, or warmer or cooler, and rainfall may be a little bit more widespread than this. You can always get the latest information. Be sure to check on that at weather.gov/FFC throughout the week as needed. So to summarize again, we're not expecting any significant hazards the next several days. We may have some thunderstorms around Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and next week. Probably our similar typical summertime thunderstorms with gusty winds and lightning. We'll look at that a little more closely as the forecast progresses. But this weekend should be nice. No rain is expected this weekend, and starting on Tuesday, maybe the first significant chances of rain. Even then, 20 to 30% chance. Tropical systems, even though they're nearby, are not expected to affect the area in the next few days. And cooler, much drier conditions are expected tomorrow as before we start warming up this weekend and then getting to above normal temperatures the rest of the week. So that's all we've got for you. If you have any questions or concerns or needs, please be sure to give us a call or look at our forecasts and latest information on social media and the web. And we'll talk to you later. Have a great week.